For some veterans, serving their country meant foregoing their own dreams so that millions of Americans would have the opportunity to pursue theirs. That is true for U.S. Marine Corporal Jimmy Sullivan of Foley, Alabama, a star linebacker at Viger High School in Mobile, who always dreamed of playing football for Coach Bear Bryant at the University of Alabama. But when the offer letter came from Coach Bryant, Corporal Sullivan knew that he could not accept because he saw the many Americans who were dying in the Vietnam War. So, instead of following his dream to play college football, he dropped out of high school to enlist in the United States Marine Corps at the age of 18.
At that time, people were being drafted, and I didn't want to be drafted. I wanted to enlist. That's what I did. I would do it all over again. It just means so much to me that people in this country fight for what they believe in, fight for other people's right.
The two-time Purple Heart recipient recalls several close calls during his 2 years in Vietnam, but a particular experience stands out in his mind. One foggy day, while transporting deceased American soldiers, Corporal Sullivan heard a voice repeatedly tell him to turn around.
I heard a voice tell me to turn around. Started turning around to my right, and I seen all them guys was asleep.
After looking around, he finally turned to discover an enemy soldier waiting in the bushes to attack him.
When that voice told me the third time, I turned around to my left instead of my right, and I seen the guy that he wasn't probably 10 feet from me, squatting down behind the bush, and I still thought it was my squad leader. And when I challenged him and asked him to speak up, just when he opened up on me, and years later, I know that was God telling me to turn around.
Despite receiving multiple gunshot wounds from the encounter, he still believes that voice saved his life, making him one of the few from his company who returned home alive. Through it all, when you asked him about his military service, his response is, quote, "I wouldn't change one thing."
But I wouldn't change one thing. I wouldn't change one thing. That war made me grow up to be a man, to love this country.
Not one to be idle, Corporal Sullivan became an operator for Chevron Oil Company and now works as a security guard for Sidwell Protection Services. In addition to being a beloved pop, Corporal Sullivan is actively involved in his congregation at Bible Way Assembly of God Church in Foley, where he serves as a deacon and helps in community outreach efforts. His grit and courage is an inspiration to us all. I'm proud to recognize Corporal Sullivan as the March Veteran of the Month.